You hear me? Okay. All right. Maybe I've done this correctly this time. So, you know what? I've got that it's 10:30. So, hey, so remember when we were in Bold, and it's like we have an appointment for 10:30, and it's 10:30. So you remember that, right? All right. So, without further ado, if you want to take yourself off mute, um, I'll just tell you briefly. I met this young man when we were at family reunion, and it's crazy because he and the Godfather of Atlanta, we all shared. I think it was an Uber going over to an event, right? Uh, and I was just impressed, and it's interesting. So then now we're Facebook friends, and I couldn't be more proud of what I've seen. And he talked about my production, and I feel like this is a young man whose production is going to far exceed mine in the coming years, because he's got what it takes, and I've seen something in him, and I see a stick to itiveness and an ability to connect with people. He said that's what I felt with you, and then when I found out your experience with not just the music, but kids, and I think education, it's going to take you far. It's already brought you a long way, and I expect nothing but bigger and better things from you. So, thanks for blessing me today with your presence. And you know what? The floor is yours.
All right. Good morning. Get my audio together here.
Yeah, man, that might help. Let's see.
Right. Can you hear me nice and clear? Can you hear me nice and clear? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Not yet.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we're good. Hi, I'm Asa Barnes. I live here in
Christine, you
Kansas
don't
City,
hear him, do you?
Missouri.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so crazy. What? How did I keep doing this?
It's this button. You keep muting
I
it.
keep muting it. Is that what I do?
Yes.
Hey, so are you there now, bro?
Yes, can you hear me?
See?
You press the wrong button.
I pressed
you have to press this one to stop the music, not to mute it.
Oh. See, I'm telling you, that is the reason why. I love it. She's good people too, man. I can't believe she puts up with me like she does. So,
Yeah.
cool. All right, now take it away, bro. Take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. My name is Asa Barnes. I live here in Kansas City, Missouri. I service the surrounding areas of Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. So they are two different cities. There's a Missouri side and a Kansas side, and they have the same name. So the Kansas City Chiefs are on the Missouri side. The Kansas City Royals are on the Missouri side. There is no Kansas City, Kansas, anything. So just let's set the record straight. So everyone says I'm going to Kansas, and then you're in Missouri. No, you're not in Kansas. You're in Missouri, or you're in Kansas. So just had to clear that up. So I'm glad to be here. I've tried to think like, what am I going to say? What am I going to come? What I'm going to bring? And I just thought about just being genuine and just telling you about who I am and a little bit about my journey, and just going with that. And if you have a question or a quick question, I can answer that. But I just want to let you know where I am. So I grew up here in the Midwest in Kansas City, Missouri, went to school here, went to college, got a degree. Music is my thing. And I got a degree in music from Missouri Western State University. And my mom was an educator and a teacher. So that's just what I did. I just figured, okay, I'll go to school and learn how to be a teacher. And since I enjoyed music so much, I knew that I had to teach music. I couldn't be a PE teacher. I couldn't be science, social studies. I couldn't do that, but because I really enjoy music. And so when I finally came to grips that I might not be the next, I don't know, Michael Jackson or whatever, celebrity, Usher Raymond, I said, well, I got to get a job. So I decided to teach school, and I enjoyed it. I taught school full-time for 12 years, taught in Kansas City. I even taught a year in California in San Diego. I taught band and also taught choir, and I taught orchestra in public schools. And I really enjoyed kids. And around, I want to say it was I want to say maybe 2015, I knew that just the pace that I was at, nothing was wrong with what I was doing. I was helping kids, I was in the community. I've done some things professionally, even with music. I was on a TV show a couple times, American Idol. I did that, and that was great. That was fun. And I've traveled with bands and sang across the country. But even still, I knew that there was something that was more for me than just getting up and teaching school every day. And I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I think it's time for me to do something different. I need to change jobs. I need to do something. I need to quit something so I can pursue music full time so I could be happy. And my dad, he just said, son, he said, just give it some more time, give it a couple of years. And I said, well, I don't need a couple of years. I'm ready to do it now. And so waited another year and I came back to my dad. I said, Dad, I need some help. Can you help me? And I said, Dad, if you help me get on my feet and get going, to help me get started, I believe that I will be successful. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I need you to help me. I just need you to help me. And I need you to help me financially, pretty much. And my dad took a chance on me. I haven't told this story to many people, but I did say it in bold when I was in bold. My dad took a chance on me, and my dad put $50,000 in my hand. That was my last salary that I got as a teacher. And I said, Dad, I promise you, if you can give me a year's salary, I'll never look back and I will be successful. And he did it. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I had to save. I had to budget. I had no job. I was out here singing, gigging, whatever you want to call it. And I knew I had to figure out something. And so I knew that in order to get where I wanted to go, it would probably have to be somewhere in sales. I didn't know what I wanted to sell. I knew that I was good with people, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I had to think, well, what could I be passionate at as far as doing what I'm already doing with music and with connecting with people and really making an impact, because I had to make an impact. I just couldn't be out here doing anything. And then real estate came up, and the agent that sold me my house several years ago, I asked him, I said, well, what do you do? He said, well, I just talk to people every day and eventually I get a check. And I said, well, maybe I should see about that. And so I got my real estate license, and I haven't looked back. My first year, I think I maybe closed 5 deals. And I heard that was pretty good. Most first year agents don't even maybe close 2. In my second year, I think I closed 15. My third year, I closed 20. And now I'm coming up on beginning of my anniversary of a new year. So each year I've increased, I've grown. If you're a Keller Williams agent, I capped my second year. And that's just the beginning. And I've almost doubled my income as far as being I've doubled my income from being a teacher, my last year's teaching salary. And it just came from hard work. And just, I had to make it. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a fallback plan. I have a whole wife. I have 4 children. I have a mortgage. I have a car like everyone else. And I just decided that it has to work. If it doesn't work, then I'm just not going to fail. And so I got in with both feet and I took classes. I went to trainings. I went all the information that I could get. And even meeting you, Ben, at Family Reunion in Orlando was an investment in myself. I wanted to learn. I wanted to be around like-minded people who were doing what I was doing on a high level, so that I know that there's more to aspire to, because you can only go as high as what you're exposed to. And so that's pretty much my story as far as for real estate. I think what I wanted to say, as far as, I don't know where everyone is in their career. I still think that I'm new. I'm coming up on 4 years, but you really just have to believe in yourself. And you have to, as far as believing, then you have to take action. You got to do what it takes. And I'm sure that everyone has a coach, or you may or may not have a coach. You got to do the activities every day. You got to call people every day. You got to meet people, meet someone new. You got to follow up with them. See how their day is. How are their parents? How are their children? You have to continue to reach out to show people that this is what you do every day. And for me, I'm a musician by trade. I sing, I have music out, and it took me a couple of years to rebrand myself, because when you see me at first, oh, that's Asa Barnes, the teacher. He teaches kids and he's a pretty good singer. But now people are starting to identify with me as the realtor. And some people don't even know that I'm in music. They don't know. And that's a good thing, because I had to keep talking about it. I had to keep putting out that message so that people started to believe in me and started to trust me. But you got to do those activities every day to be successful. And then, if you're being genuine, if you're if you're a good person, the business will follow. Real estate is just a byproduct of being good to people. That's my experience. I just try to be good to people, and you're not going to make everybody happy. We all have different personalities and how we work, but just communicate with people, communicate and continue to give, come from contribution. I know that I call at least 5 people a day, not asking for business, just how are you doing? And you would be amazed at the people who just say, man, you're the first person who asked me that in 6 months. Man, I've been going through this pandemic, and man, nobody even cares about me, but it seems like you care. And that may not get you any business today, but best believe maybe in 2 or 3 months, or maybe a year from now, that might be the biggest listing you've ever had, because someone has referred you just because you were nice to them. And so that's the advice that I can give to anyone. Just be yourself and be genuine. You may not be a talkative person, write an email. You may not be good with words, but just your presence. Is someone having a birthday party that you could just stop by and say, hey, I was just stopping by to say hi. That goes a long way with people. And like I said, real estate is just a byproduct of being good to people. So that's kind of what I kind of wanted to say, without getting too technical into anything, because we all have our processes. I will say this: you need a system. Have some systems set up. And I'm not the most organized person either. I'm still learning systems. But once you find something that works, stick with it. And then do the same thing, repeat it over and over again, so that you can give a high level of service to your clients. Like when you meet someone for the first time, do you try to get their phone number and their address so you can just put a card in the mail? Hey, it was great meeting you the other day. I like to keep in touch with you. And do the same thing every time. Have a system, because I think a lot of times, and even me, when I was first starting, I didn't know what to do. It was just willy-nilly, like, okay, I'm supposed to call people, or what am I supposed to do? I didn't have a system. But now that, through training, having a coach, if you're a Keller Williams agent, definitely getting into coaching when you first get started. Or even if you are a seasoned agent, you might need a MAPS coach or someone to help take you to the next level. Having someone to help give you systems and models to repeat, to have continued success. I believe that's very important. And it's just helped my business grow 10 times over. I'm wearing this shirt, this Bold shirt. Bold was great for me. I've taken Bold 4 times, and it's a mindset and a skills training class. And it's when I got into Bold this year in May, that it just seems like my business just exploded. And it's funny because I've been in it 4 times, but each time you get something different out of it, and something really clicked for me. And I was on pace to have my first $1 million month, but some things didn't close. But even still, I was doing the activities. It forced me, it took me out of my comfort zone. I had to make the calls. I had to make contacts with people and be vulnerable and put myself out there. And the business started to come. It starts to come. So if you stick with it, because best believe that there's going to be a lot of people that quit for whatever reason. Life happens. Oh, this real estate thing is not really for me. I'm not making the money fast enough, or whatever it may be. It's stressful. If you just stick it out and hold on, you're going to win. You're going to be successful. It's really a waiting game. You're going to be successful, but you got to stick in it long enough to be successful. And that's what I'm learning coming around year 4. And I'm not looking back. I can do what I want to do. I can help people with my time. I can help people with my money sometimes if I need to. I can really help. I can help kids. I'm thinking about joining a nonprofit organization for kids to help kids in my city. I can do those things now on my time because of real estate versus to having to clock in a 9 to 5 each day and have to be there. Do I have to work each day? Yes, I do have to do my activities, but I can plan that because of real estate. So I believe that this is an excellent tool to get into, to make money for yourself, also to help others with being an investor. Even I like to be an investor one of these days. I plan on doing that and having my own investment property. So there's stages and levels to it, but you just have to master each stage as you go and have a system with it. So that's what I got.
Hey, so that's plenty. I mean, I say it each and every week. You know what? I bring the meat every week, right? And so, yeah, your processes, systems, don't miss what he's saying. Coach, I've taken bowl 13 times, right? And folks are like, damn, 13 times. I'm like, yeah, every time I take it, I'm different. The market is different, right? It's that old adage, you step into a sea, right? Or river. And it's not the same, and you're not the same. It's been a blessing to me. Being a coach, I have a coach. Being a mentor, I know there are new folks on this call. I think Connie is new. Alda, she's new. Process systems, and you know what? My good buddy I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Russ Amber said it. You know what? Eagles fly with eagles, right? And chickens and turkeys and pigs, they fly with pigs. And I think it's also who we surround ourselves with. And that's what impressed me when we were taking that ride over to that event, right? There was just something about you, my brother, that I knew this is a guy who is winning and will continue to win and make an impact and change lives and impact families. And I think we have an opportunity to do that by being entrepreneurs in this business. And I tell people, yeah, I don't just open doors and pull back blinds and curtains, right? I get to strengthen families and change lives. And I think we're all blessed to be here. And I appreciate you blessing us today with your presence. I look forward to seeing you, if not at Mega Camp next year in Anaheim. And I will tell you, if you're not following this young man on Facebook, you should just look him up. Everything he does is impressive. Again, I had no idea about the music until, right? We're Facebook friends, and I see the stuff that you post, and just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed. So, guys, trust me. Next week you'll also be impressed. I've got someone. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Christina has just informed me next week. Next week, I'll be in Chapel Hills for Christina Zemsky, my success manager. Christina, take yourself off mute and say hello. Yes, take yourself off mute and say hello. She's getting married next week. And so say hi, Christina.
Hi.
Say more than hi.
Congratulations.
You're
Hi,
right.
Thank you. So there will be no rise and grind next week.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. So the following week, I will bring the meat, I promise. And also, I think the Asa, Kenneth, Keisha, Steve, I know you, the week of Mega Camp, there also will not be a rise and grind that because we'll be in Austin on that Tuesday. So that's just a quick heads up. So anyway, and for those of you who are planning on attending Mega Camp, definitely let's connect. Between all the functions and stuff and the get-togethers and the social hours, I definitely want to connect and put a name with faces if I don't already know you. And majority of the folks who chime in each and every week, I already know. But still look forward to breaking bread, having a drink, hugs and kisses when we can. And I'll finally say that royalty is on this call. And I just wanted to tell you, she's a 14-year-old I met with because she's got big ambitions, and she reached out to me, and I'm so impressed that we've got young people out here today that are already thinking like business people, that have a great idea of what they want to do and what they aspire to. And she wanted to surround herself with a top professional who's already doing what she's thinking about doing. And so I'm impressed with everyone who gives me 20 or 25 minutes of your time each and every week. So I appreciate you. Thanks for blessing me. And let's go out and be a blessing to others today. Love you guys. Be good.